Oh boy, this is a terrible copy of the intro song. Holy shit. Hello and welcome to Killstream. I am your host, Ethan Ralph, the owner and the editor-in-chief of the RalphReport.com. I don't know. Am I speaking into the right side of the microphone? I guess we'll figure it out. I think this is the right. Yeah, see, now it's picking it up a little bit. A little bit better. As you can see, Tim Murdock already here. I don't know how many people are going to show up because I don't know how many people thought I'd actually do a show tonight, even though it was scheduled. Let me go ahead and unmute Tim here. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I bought a new camera and all kinds of shit because I lost my old one, and that was to put on the show here. Now, see, look at it. As soon as I said that, it fucked up. Can you see this on the screen and tell me what the fuck this is, Tim? Do you see this? This is what I was talking. I'm taking this bitch back tomorrow. There's no other way.
I know what's going on. What's going on is I can't really see it that well. Not good enough. But what's going on is your USB 3.0 on the laptop does not have enough power. Not all USB 3.0s deliver enough power. What you have to have, I encountered this on a regular computer, by the way. What you need to have is you need to have a USB extender, a USB 3.0 extender. So you plug that USB into the extenders, and the extenders have a separate power supply that power those things up to notches unknown. That's the problem
why it looks
you're
like
having.
There's triple Ralph. It looks like.
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can. Looks like shit. It looks like space. It actually looks like some kind of spooky Ralph.
It looks
like a Halloween
shit.
special. It looks like so. It is basically you need a USB 3.0 extender, and you got to make sure it comes with a separate power because it's not getting enough power from that port. I've seen this before, but it's tricky shit.
But see, it did it with the other port too, though.
Yes, because it doesn't.
It's just the laptop not getting. Why is that? Like that doesn't make.
It doesn't
sense.
have enough power. It doesn't have enough.
Okay,
power.
so you know what? I'm using the Elgato Cam Link that I bought today. Last time I was using the Elgato like separate full fucking box. Could that be making a difference too?
No, the difference is the laptop. The laptop USB 3.0s. Are notorious for being underpowered.
Well, what I'm saying is, why did it work last time when I was using a different camera and the Elgato HD60S Plus instead of this Camlink bullshit?
Oh, that's a good question. Same laptop. What kind of camera? What kind of camera?
It was a Canon M50 Mark II.
Yeah, that's a totally different power requirements. But I would try it both ways and experiment. But I think based on what I'm seeing is you're just not getting enough power out of that port.
All right. All right. Well, we'll deal with it. I'm fucking pissed the fuck off. I'm not even going to try to hide it because I went and bought this camera and all this shit today. So I guess, I don't know, either my Canon M50 is misplaced somewhere at my house or it got stolen or I lost it. Now, it's very possible it's still at my house. I didn't have enough time. I searched pretty good, but I didn't have enough time to do a full deep dive search because I was going to be late for my flight if I did that. So
what I would do, brother, is you've got the camera dialed in right. What you need to do is go get a USB extender with a separate power supply. It's a strip that powers up on its own. So you plug it into USB support, then you plug that strip in to the wall outlet to make sure it's getting enough power. And that would tell me a lot more.
All right, I might try that. I don't know, because I'm going to be so pissed if I do that and it doesn't work.
Look, you guys, it could be worse. I could be speaking with a heavy Indian accent.
That's true.
Leave the tech support effing alone here.
That's true. All right, now let's see. Lord Aragon, thank you. With the one spot says late and gay, but all is forgiven. Vegas. That's right, I'm here, whatever. That was another reason because I missed. First off, a lot of the haters never let me live it down because I missed a 4 a.m. show that I fucking scheduled with Devin Stack. It was me that scheduled that fucking show, trying to do good by the audience, you know what I mean? And just like put on a show because that was the only time I could get him on the show. It was a mistake to schedule. I'll never try to fucking put myself out there like that again because I never heard the end of it from all kinds of people. And you know what? Fuck that. I will never fucking try to do something like that again. It made me so fucking mad. So anyway, I would have canceled tonight's show, quite honestly, except I had Tim Murdock scheduled. And so I was like, I'm not going to. I was like, I'm not going to miss this. I'm not going to miss this show. First off, I like talking to Tim. Second off, I'm not going to miss another fucking scheduled show in Vegas, even if the last one was at fucking 4 a.m. So I just decided I was not going to miss this no matter what. So here I am. It sounds pretty good, I think. I tested the sound, so it should sound okay.
You sound fine to me.
The camera, I mean, listen, this is literally a fucking $600-700 camera. It's not quite on it, but what did
you pay for that at best?
I have to look it up. It's like $600.
Because I'm surprised you got it that cheap, and I'm surprised you found it.
Yeah, they had it. I mean, you know, there's just a few. You know, certain cameras don't really work that well for streaming. This is one of the ones they recommend. For me, the M50 works way better. But you know, I have to fucking buy a dummy battery. That's on the way to the hotel tomorrow and some other shit. So I still have other stuff I bought for it too. So it's kind of making me angry. But all that shit will work with other cameras too. So I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. I might go buy the USB strip just because if any other motherfucker told me that, I don't know if I believe it. But Tim seems to know his shit when it comes to stuff like that. So maybe I'll try.
I've been through it. Yeah, I mean, you're around this for a long enough time. You deal with these same problems. I dealt with this when I first got my Canon SL2 on an old iMac, and that was the problem, was the ports. And you know, that before I take it back, because I mean, I would actually buy the camera off of you. It's a they're not easy to find right now. So, you know, I would.
Well, you know what? I'll hold on to it just in case. If nothing else, you can just buy it off of me. That's fine. And just whatever I paid for, I don't give a fuck. Now, okay. So Colin Powell's dead. Also, it looks like the Bills are dead. I can't believe I bet on these motherfuckers tonight. This is just a goddamn disgrace what they're putting up right now. We'll get to that in a minute. Godzilla37 says, just got here. Jesus, dude, how long you been suffering from the coof? You look terrible. Aleph the Nemesis, thank you very kindly. Says, money for a Tim Murdock feature. That was another thing. I know a lot of people enjoy your programming as well. And it's like, man, you know what? I'm the one that set it up for Monday night, knowing it was going to be a road trip. I was like, oh, yeah, let's do it good. Usually I don't even schedule guests on Monday night that often. And I was like, nah, yeah, let's do a Monday night show. It'll be good. It'll be good. And, of course, barely got it on the air, but we're here. All right, Quicksta. Thank you for that, LBC. Chaos X says, let's fucking go with 3 rockets. Thank you, Chaos. Thank you again, Aleph. Thomas says, let's go Titans. Oh, boy. I won't spoil that one. Colin Powell's still dead. I don't know if you knew that or not, Tim.
Yeah, I did know that.
He's still dead.
I did not know that he had both cancer and Parkinson's. That's wicked stuff, man.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I know he was double vaccinated, though.
My mother died from Parkinson's. Yeah, well, your immune system's so low from Parkinson's that... yeah, I know. If it were my mom, I'd be like, just hold that shot off. She's going to die.
Yeah.
It's a terminal disease. Why hurry it along with some experimental coof shot? But, you know, that's not how they operate, you know.
Now, what about the shot? Are you vaccinated?
No.
Now, do you plan to be?
No.
Now, I don't either. But I know a lot of people who are staunchly anti-vax who... Even one the other day, I won't call him out on air, but somebody I thought would never get the vax. And then I'm hearing, oh, they opened up certain businesses, whatever, now they have to get the vax. And it's like, wow. I don't know how many people you know like that. Now, luckily, I'm blessed. You know, I don't talk shit about people for taking it, by the way. Because, you know,
I understand the fear.
Yeah, I completely understand, especially if your money, your job's on the line, you got kids, whatever, you got a life you have to support. I completely understand. But that being said, they are squeezing a lot of people out. And I don't know, how far do you think they're going to take it?
As far as they can. What I don't like about there's two things I don't like about the jab. I don't like that the Johnson & Johnson totally disappeared, and they were telling us about the side effects, where the mRNA, they don't even talk about the side effects, and I'm surrounded by people who swear they have side effects from the thing. I mean, in local Michigan, I think it was like CBS or ABC or someone, they put out something on Facebook in Michigan, like, give us your stories of people that died from COVID. They got 180,000 responses from people who thought they had a side effect from the jab. So that tells you how this stuff is going. I mean, Johnson & Johnson does have its problems. What's frustrating about that is they actually know what the problem is and they can fix it, but they don't want to, apparently. Another problem is that, which makes no sense to me, is the normal vaccine, the ones based on 80s technology, basically, with a little upgrade, is called Novavax. And what's been a mystery is they have 2 billion sold overseas, and they're rolling it out, but it never got emergency use authorization. They've never allowed anyone to take it in America. You would have thought they would have rolled that out at the same time just to alleviate people's fears. It has a safety profile that's as good as anything the planet's ever seen, at least for a couple 100,000 people. I'll let a couple billion people take it first, though. But they're doing a lot of things. It's just like they're going to maximum length, in my opinion, to mess with red state America, especially white people, basically. They're just going to maximum length to mess with us.
Also, I just noticed I didn't fix the title on the screen. See, man, I'm all just... This is like a show from 2 months ago when I was in Vegas. Let me fix that on the screen. Here we go. We have to fix it. Oh, man.
I don't know. You're doing better than me on the road. If I took my shit on the road, it'd probably be wicked.
Well,
wicked.
Oh, man. I've got... Sometimes it works better than others. I think last time in Vegas it worked really well. But again, I forgot my camera, lost it or something, and then I forgot the Elgato, and I forgot USB 2 cord and all this shit, and it was like, oh, my God, what even happened?
Did you drive out there?
No, I flew to Vegas. No. Last time I drove, though, when we went to Springfield, but...
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you actually got on a plane okay. All right. That's something I've been able to do in years without... I'd get the shit harassed out of me unless I got totally lucky.
They did check my bag this time. I had 2 checked bags, and they searched them, which I hadn't had happen ever.
Dude, the last time at New York Kennedy, what did I get held up? I got held up for 8 hours.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah, I'm not bullshitting. Yeah. And going there too, I knew it was bad because they pulled me aside. Now, granted, I'm flying out of Metropolitan Detroit, right? Detroit Metro at the time. And I swear to God, Ralph, in front of me, now this is post September 11, 2001. You've got all the whole shit comes in, right? In front of me was the complete Taliban. All right. And so I'm sitting there, the white guy, and you know who gets the shit searched out of me. Now, this is when I was going to wherever I was going, right? I got unbelievably searched, and that should have been a warning that coming back through New York was going to be ugly. Oh, man.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever been through New York on a plane, actually.
Yeah, you
So
you aren't missing anything, bro.
Philadelphia. I did go through Philadelphia last time I went to Vegas, but I've never been to Kennedy. But I've heard some horror stories from.
Well, they there's a lot of airports that like messing with our people when we're in the system. And I don't know anyone that's flown right now that's unvaxxed, unjabbed like you or me. What did they make you take a test? They put something up your nostrils, your ass. What did they do?
Nothing whatsoever. You just get on the plane. You have to wear your mask though. But
okay.
I was on this JetBlue flight and they didn't. I kept it below my nose and they didn't fuck with me. Sometimes they will, but on this flight it seemed to be okay for the most part. Now you still have to wear your mask, but they don't test or anything like that.
Dude, I was watching this video of basic training. It was like a recent basic training, and I commented under my timeline on Twitter. And there was these young guys, most of them were white, if not all, like 80, 90%. They were jogging, in basic training, doing whatever it is.
Right.
And they were jogging and they were forced to sing about MLK, and they all had on masks above their nose. Can you imagine jogging with one of those uncomfortable masks, those blue masks?
No.
Fully on your face. And the drill instructor singing, she didn't have a mask. The black woman, she didn't have a mask. I'm like, oh, God.
Because she had to bark out, anti-white hatred or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But it was like, I guess you don't have to have a mask on if you're leading the MLK singing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, remember that video? That just now made me think of that, where they were singing pro BLM songs or whatever the fuck that was. I can't even remember now. All right, you know what? I actually do have some stories tonight. I guess we could try to go through some of them.
Fire them off.
Let's see here. I know this is a discombobulated edition. Everybody tell me how the audio is working. I see somebody link me the... actually, so they don't have it at this Best Buy until Friday. The USB 3.0 hub. Somebody found.
Oh, they're gonna have them. They got them all.
Somebody's got them somewhere though. Yeah. All right, now let's see.
Make sure it has a separate power supply. It's going to cost anywhere from $30 to $50.
Yeah, I just saw one. It was like $30. You know what? It works fine at first. If I unplug it right now and plug it back in, it'll work. And then something just like triggers it. Maybe like he says, the power or something just clicks over.
Yeah, it may not like your laptop. There could be a few different things.
It works for a second. Like at the beginning of the show, if you saw it, it looks good. Actually, the image quality looks really good. But not when it's like this. Okay.
It actually looks like it doesn't look really bad.
No, it looks like
some type of effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I got some stories. Let me look through here. Oh boy. Okay, you know what? This is what I want to do here. So you saw. Are you familiar with? Let me see if I pronounce his name right. David. Is it Amos? David Ames. I don't know. The British politician that got stabbed to death.
Oh yeah. Not prior to him being stabbed to death. No.
What was his? How do you pronounce his name though? Is it Amos or
I don't
Ames?
know.
All right. Well,
that's a good question.
Chat. Somebody in chat knows. There's some kind of Brit bong here. David Anus is somebody in chat. That's not appropriate. All right, now VHS Ralph. Yeah, it kind of is. All right, now this is something I read this earlier, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point, Tim. But so this guy was brutally stabbed to death by a Somalian British national. Wink. Actually, somebody on my Twitter today was like, he was a British national, and da-da-da-da. It's like, yeah, okay, well, he's a Somali. I'm not sure of his background, how he got into the country, whether he was born there or not. But this guy was actually a champion of refugees his whole life, and he was basically stabbed to death by one right there at one of his constituency meetings, right? Like, it's hard to deny that, right?
These things, yeah, I mean, he was... he did various different campaigns for refugee rights and letting in more refugees. And, of course, he got BTFO'd by a refugee.
Yeah, he got sent to his grave by a refugee. The guy stabbed him. I mean, not just one or two. Oh, let's make a point. He brutally OJ'd this guy. You know what I mean? Like, there was 12. You stabbed somebody 12 times. That means you're trying to... There's no mistaking what you're trying to do there, right? You're trying to kill this guy.
He pretty much went into overtime. What I'm amazed by is he got that close. It's not like a gun, all right? When you start talking about sticking knives in people... Why didn't somebody stop him,
dude? What the fuck, dude? Look, if my homeboy's getting stabbed to death right next to me, well, you don't grab him? You don't do anything? Are you telling me they got off 12 stabs? I was seriously sitting here thinking about this yesterday. I was laying in my bed here on the strip. And I was like... Who the fuck gets stabbed 12 times at their own meeting, dude? Like, how does that happen, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, you think someone would have... because you're stabbing someone, you got people around him, people behind him. You think
it would just be my instinct to grab this guy, right? Like, I mean...
Well, actually, I would just hit him with everything I had.
That's what I'm saying.
You got a set of keys in your pocket. Just hit him. Put your keys in your fist. Just rock the guy. Do something.
Stab this guy to death. I mean, so if he stabbed him 3, 4, 5 times, you can understand that because the guy's quick, right? He gets the stabs in. He stabbed the guy 12 times. Think about even at the fastest stab, right? You sit here and just do the motion. That still takes a minute to stab somebody 12 fucking times, dude.
Dude, he would have to be Olympic class OJ stabbing. I mean, how can you do that many times? Because plus you're sticking your knife in a human body, which itself, it sounds easy, but in reality, supposedly it's pretty hard because he doesn't have a small knife, which are, by the way, illegal over there. You can't be walking around with butcher knives unless you're a Somali refugee, I guess. But I mean, obviously, the people that showed up weren't very excited because I guarantee you, even Nigel Farage, who I don't like really, have my differences with, he's controlled opposition.
I used to like him, but now he's just a phony, man. Like,
and
again, I get it. You know, like I work in, you know, I do this for a living too. I know you want to get on, you know, get your media or whatever, get attention. But he sold out so many times. At this point, I just don't believe anything this fucker's saying, really. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
He can still be funny, though. He can still be funny and entertaining. Like, I don't just hate him. But I see him now, and it's like, okay, Nigel Farage again. Whereas back in the day, I used to be like, oh, fuck, Nigel Farage, about to drop a bomb on him, you know. It's not quite the same now. All right, now let me read this, because this is actually startling. Tory MP calls for David's Law. That's what he's calling it. To crack down on trolls after Ames. Is it Ames or Amos? Somebody. It's Amos, right? I think I've heard his name pronounced before. It's Amos. Somebody. Whatever. Brett Bong. Let's call him that. A friend of David, Brett Bong, has called for the creation of David's Law in his honor to crack down on anonymous abuse by online trolls. Mark Francois said Brett Bong had been... Is it Amos or Ames? Somebody said Ames. Okay. Mark Francois said Ames had become increasingly concerned about the toxic environment in which MPs had to operate. The Tory MP for Raleigh and Wickford said Ames was appalled by misogynistic abuse women MPs endured online and wanted something done about it. Francois went on to say that he was minded to drag Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook and Jack Dorsey of Twitter to the bar of the House. That is to testify in Parliament, basically. If necessary, kicking and screaming so they can look us all in the eye and account for their actions, or rather their inactions, that make them even richer than they already are. He said, if the social media companies don't want to help us drain the Twitter swamp, then let's compel them to do it by law, because they've had more than enough chances to do it voluntarily. He told the Commons that politicians were systematically vilified day after day, adding, I simply say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that enough is enough. Francois said if they want to ensure their colleague did not die in vain. Listen to this language, dude. This guy... I better be careful with my language here. This guy deserves to be dragged. Let's just put it that way. For actually using this guy's death. Do you think Ames is thinking about online misogyny, or maybe he's thinking, you motherfucker should have stopped that Somali that was stabbing me in the chest 12 fucking times? What do you think he's thinking about? He ain't thinking about shit because he's dead. But you know what? If you believe in an afterlife and he's got some capabilities now, what do you think he's thinking about, Tim? Do you think he's really worried about online misogyny, or maybe he's wishing I could see my granddaughter grow up and maybe one of you motherfuckers should have grabbed his right arm before he plunged that knife into my fucking neck?
Yeah, after a half dozen times, maybe he would have lived. The point I was trying to make a few minutes ago about Nigel Farage, I cannot imagine Nigel Farage's supporters, even to this day, you being able to get that close to him, stab a knife into him that many times without getting rocked and torn to shreds.
You're gonna get hurt, dude. Yeah, I was about to say, he's got bodyguards all around him, and then just his natural. People love him, you know what I mean? I don't think you would be able to. I think just like if you were up like next to fans of his, they'd probably grab you. Like, I just can't understand. Oh my God. Anyway, let me continue, because this next passage is even more rich. If they want to ensure that Ames didn't die in vain, they should take the forthcoming online harms bill and toughen it up markedly. Let's put, if I may be so presumptuous, David's Law onto the statute book. Unbelievable. By the way, where's the other part? There was another part where he talks about, I think they've edited this article, actually. Yeah, here it goes. No, here it goes. He told the Commons that politicians were systematically vilified day after day, adding, I simply say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that enough is enough. So he's basically saying we're catching too much shit. They're being too mean to us. These politicians are saying that. So shut it down. That's his proposal. And he's using a body. This guy was just killed the other day. Like, the body's not even cold. And he's using it to push through a censorship law. I mean, I wish I could say this is the first time I've seen this, but it's not. They tried it before with Joe Cox and other shit. They really want to stamp out online anonymity everywhere, but they're gung-ho as fuck about it in the UK, Tim. Like, there's been 2 or 3 tragedies in a row, quote-unquote, whatever you want to call it, where they tried to just kill online anonymity, like, as, like, a side benefit to whatever fucking tragedy happened. So, I don't know. It's kind of on a knife's edge there in the UK.
Yeah, never let an opportunity go to waste, that's for sure. You know, though, you know damn well, whether it be Tory, Liberal, or anything in between, they're going to be pretty damn nervous out at meet or greets.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure.
Oh, man. That's pretty ballsy, though. I mean, it's not often someone walks in America. You remember that shit lib that shot up all the Republicans out playing softball? Yeah, that's pretty ballsy to do, but you can get at politicians pretty easily. But taking a knife, I guess it was a butcher knife of some kind, and stabbing someone 12+ times at one of their own meetings. Hey, nothing spells hate like that.
Well, I mean, and again, not co-signing it. Obviously, I'm not. But yeah, it is a different type of attack rather than bang, bang from back here. It's up close, fucking trench warfare type shit. I mean, yeah, it is a different type atmosphere. And I don't know if they've released anything about this guy's motive or anything at this point. I'm assuming, Islamic extremism type shit, right? I don't know if they've confirmed that or not. But let me see if I can find this. What was it? Chowdhury came out, actually. Somebody linked this under the tweet that I made about it, and they said Chowdhury said he was killed. Chowdhury is like a Muslim extremist over there in the UK, by the way, I think they sent him to jail finally, and now he's back out or whatever. He says crazy shit all the time about blowing shit up, and I don't know. They're always trying to put him in jail. He is a terrorist, by the way. But he said, well, I think it had to do with his support for Israel. And I'm sitting here thinking, by the way, that's not a reason to kill him. I'm not co-signing that. But I was sitting here saying, how is it when, one of the major, terrorist spokesmen of the last 20 years comes out with a statement, and I'm sitting there reading, and I was like, yeah, that makes more sense than whatever this fucker in Parliament is saying. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to tie it to online anonymity. It had absolutely nothing to do with that at all. What is he talking about? Talking about misogyny that his female colleagues have to face? What in the fuck? It's just pure fantasy they're living under, and they're using anything and everything to push through their bullshit. I don't know. It's a sad day, I guess, when I'm nodding my head to Chowdhury. I'm like, yeah, that makes more sense than whatever the fuck the establishment's saying right now.
Yeah, but the ideal that the establishment gets stabbed 12 times, behind the scenes, this isn't what they're thinking. They're just using it as an opportunity to ram through an agenda. Obviously, right. Behind the scenes, they got to be shitting themselves because, these guys, these Muslims, by and large, are just streaming into the country, nonstop open borders. These guys all support it, and they're knifing them. So,
well, yeah. Also, I'm looking through here. Let's see if we can find a video. Oh, here we go. Oh, boy. I didn't realize they were all taking up this line. This is Dominic Raab, Deputy Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that. Okay, you know what? We got to play that. Usually I'm able to pipe it through the headphones, but I'm not able to do that here. And I'll pull that up, too. Let me pull this over here. Oh, my God. What is this? Okay, you know what? I'll pull that up next. Holy shit. All right, now pull this up, though, this video. And I'm going to play it if I can find the right window here. Now, I have to synchronize because I don't have that capability anymore. All right, so you got it pulled up?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Yeah, it's only like a minute long.
I tried to pull it up on my Google Chrome. Okay.
All right.
I got it.
Let's go ahead and switch over. Let's see. And hit it right now.
I do think there's a problem online. That's incumbent on the social media companies and obviously us as legislators. I think there's a role for all of us as politicians to measure the language we use.
Language online motivated a Somali Muslim who
stabbed
stabbed someone a dozen times,
rather
I'm sure.
than passionate making the case on the argument, I think has increased. I think there's also been quite a widespread vilification of politicians in the media. And look, let me be really clear about it. We deserve maximum scrutiny. I'm a free speech man. I want to see that upheld. But I do think that this is something that's incumbent on all of us as a society to look at and just check the way we approach these things. Yes to maximum scrutiny on the issues, yes to maximum scrutiny on those who hold public office, but the constant, sometimes surreptitious, sometimes ostentatious vilification of politicians creates the kind of climate within which these episodes take place, and which the abuse that we, and particularly female MPs, receive takes place.
So this is coming from the top then. And so when I saw this earlier, and I'm on vacation basically too at the same time, working vacation. So I'm looking through stories though, basically the same as I always do, and I save one for later or put it over here, like let's talk about this later. And I'm sitting there thinking, this fat fuck, he's just, he's going off on his own trying to freelance. This is actually coming from the top in Boris Johnson. Because
coordinated.
Yeah, because if he's saying it, Dominic Raab's saying it, this is coming from the top. This is a Tory fucking plot to push this shit through, to protect their own fucking backside, because they don't like some of the blowback they get online. There's no other excuse for this. It's coordinated at this point. You know as well as I do, they don't. If you hear it from 2 or 3 and you're hearing it from Deputy Prime Minister, they all get talking points. You know what I mean? Like, this was definitely coordinated, like you said. I mean, there's just no doubt about that in my mind.
It's an easy call. It's one of those, there's an opportunity, let's ram it through. The cognitive disconnect, the disconnect from reality from these guys is just absolutely hilarious, because the average person in Britain, the average person in the UK, the average person in the Greater British Isles, Ireland, Northern Ireland, is realizing every day, even if they weren't realizing it, more and more, because I hear this stuff all around from over there, that all these quote unquote their normie friends are starting to question the Koof narrative. They're starting to question everything. So here we have a Somali Muslim, a refugee. He comes in and he stabs a politician a dozen times, and these guys are worried about arresting some kid for memes.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's you know what? And I said this on Twitter. If you really want to honor his memory, maybe you would clean up this fucking immigration problem in your country. And again, I'm not even a guy who says shut it all down. But it's definitely tilted. Maybe that should be the answer for like 5 or 10 years, though, because it's tilted so far to the other side where, I mean, I don't know. We all know it. I don't have to sit here. We can talk about it for hours, but, I mean, it's the shit we talk about every single day. What's going to happen? What do you predict for the future? Do you think something like that's going to go through in the UK where they actually do get rid of anonymous accounts?
It's hard to predict. I think they want to have a passport, some type of Koof passport. And that Koof passport is a social credit system, and basically everyone that has a social media account, so on and so forth, has to have their real name tag to it. I think that's what they want. Can't do it. You can't do it in a straightforward manner just yet, but.
No, you can't, but that's exactly what they want, and they want every online comment you make to be tied to you. They want it to be tied to your job. They want it to be tied to your bank, to your money, and they want to scare people. And that's what to me, that's what the vaccine thing's really about, is identifying problem people for in one way, at least. It's about making a lot of money for these fucking drug companies too, but let's not get it twisted. A lot of people are making a lot of money off of this shit, and
they got dozens of agendas.
Well, exactly. They got different balls moving at the same time, right? The money is always a thing, but it's also like, first off, who can we bend? There's some people who have bent and taken the vaccine who I didn't think would. You know what I mean? And that's not throwing shade on them at all.
Are they doing okay, though?
No, they do. As far as I know, they're doing fine. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't heard them say any, they have any health issues really or anything. But, and I hope it stays that way. And I'm not throwing them under the bus. I'm just saying, I think that's part of what's going on here, right? You know what I mean? They're bringing people to heal. basically. And this is not going to be the first time they throw out a test like this, and it might not be a vaccine the next time it goes through. Okay, now let me pull this up. I'm still vaccine-free myself. Luckily, I'm a streamer, so it makes it a little bit easier. Okay. Also, let me check. Speaking of being a streamer, I need to check Super Chats every once in a while. We got quite a few at the beginning. I don't think any have come up here since. Let me look through. Shout out to Odyssey.com. Much love there. / at the Ralph Retort. Also,
I do like Odyssey.
I do too. So you've been streaming on here for a little bit now too, huh?
Yeah, it's working out very well. I mean, I'm Odyssey. I'm waiting. They're supposed to hook me with a direct link of Entropy, which I've been bugging them about that, and I kind of laid off them for a while. And D Live, I'm also live streaming there, but that's gonna go. It's gonna be like Trovo there for me one morning, and
Yeah, and I still know a few people on D Live too, like yourself. And
there's nothing. I mean, a lot of people there's a certain group that likes tuning in there and whatnot, but there's no growth there. Everything's it's going to be Odyssey and Entropy for the next couple of years, is what I see.
That's kind of what I see too. By the way, Killstream.tv is still not back up yet. I do apologize. I don't actually have control over everything that's going on the back end because it's not me who's doing the tech. And so there's been some problems. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of successes too with Killstream.tv, but there's been some problems. I told him to take it offline and just fix it. I talked to him yesterday because I was like, are you guys actually under fucking standing here? Like, what's going on? And kind of got mad. But they are. And the reason it's not back up yet is because they didn't just want to rush it up. And so I said, yeah, that makes sense. And so I'm hoping it'll be back up by Friday.
What type of problem?
Well, basically people trying to fuck up Killstream.tv and security-wise and just DDoS-wise and all kinds of shit. And it has to do with me. I'm a kind of a lightning rod type character who a lot of people don't like, and it is what it is. It brings benefits, but it brings negatives too. So a lot of people have been trying to attack the service to the point where it's like, just bring it down, fix it, and then let's go forward with that.
You gotta hide those IPs. You gotta run behind Cloudflare or Security or something heavy hitting.
Yeah, well, that's what they're supposedly doing now, stepping it up behind some stuff. And I don't say that in a mean way, by the way. I'm just saying I don't have a dismissive way. I just don't have the minute-to-minute blow by blow of it. So I'll have a conference call tomorrow with them.
Yeah, it'll take a minute for them to go to a new IP and cloak it and everything.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. And so. Again, I'll just leave it there. I do have a little more information, but I'm not supposed to say it in public. So anyway, all right, not bad information, but just I have to measure my words here. But I'm hoping it's back up by Friday. All right, now and again, we'll figure it out. If it's not, we'll figure it out one way or the other. I'm not running from anything. It sucks. Believe me, I'm more mad than anybody that Killstream.tv is not up, and so I'm hoping. I still get emails sometimes too, because not everybody's heard the show. And
I'm actually surprised they ran it straight out IP without being behind Cloudflare or something. I'm surprised at that.
Honestly, they have their own CDN that's not Cloudflare. And
okay.
Yeah, and well, I won't get into that.
Okay, all right. Well, at least they had one, so that makes sense.
I would have preferred Cloudflare. Let's just put it that way. All right, now.
There's other good ones out there, believe it or not. I've run on a few of them.
Well, I've talked to them, and I'll just leave that there. I use Cloudflare myself. All right, now here goes the link. Pull that up. You ready to synchronize that?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go ahead and play it right now.
So now we have two vaccines that are really quite effective. The mRNA vaccine, highly effective, extraordinarily efficacious, 94 to 95% mild to moderate disease, and virtually 100% efficacious, because the real-world effectiveness is even more impressive than the results of the clinical trial.
Highly effective, Tim.
Yeah, super highly effective. well done. I'll give him that. He's right about that.
Highly effective, Tim. Highly effective. Oh wait, there's still 12 seconds left. Hold on, let me play that.
That's propaganda someone put together there. Obviously pissed off at the coof.
This is great. Oh, by the way, that's September 1st, 2020. Yeah, this is somebody put some time into this, dude. Yeah, for real.
It's got 500,000 views on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Past vaccine disasters show why rushing a coronavirus vaccine now would be, quote, colossally stupid. And that's actually what I think has happened here. Is they just said, just put out, oh, we got this, throw it out there. Like, whatever. We need a vaccine. We're getting killed out there. You know what I mean? Like that was the politician. We're getting killed out there. We got to open it back up, get a vaccine going, and just whatever it is, like whatever you guys got, throw it out there, rush it out. And that's actually what I think's happened. And it's more of just a greed type thing and let's fix this type thing. Gone mad.
What scares me about COVID is, what I don't know. And I always tell people, I don't have the vaccine. I'm not taking the vaccine. But I do have access to meds. And I think that's kind of a big deal. We don't know what's out there fully. I know a lot of people that have got sick with something, some very sick, especially in America. One of the things that does scare me, though, when I look at like the serious players on the planet, is you have, which I didn't think we would see because, statistically speaking, if you're under 20, under 30, you're pretty safe from this stuff, statistically. Okay, and we have the Chinese and the Russians. The Chinese are now going mandatory vaccination on like 7-year-olds and stuff, which really blew me away. And that is somewhat, now they're vaccinating them with radically different vaccines than we have. Russians are testing a nasal spray vaccine of Sputnik 5 on kids. That like blew me away. Now Russians won't mandate a vax at all because that doesn't work on white people, but the Chinese are, and that kind of worries me. What's coming? What do they know? What are we not seeing here? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but
well, okay. You know what? I won't talk about COVID all show, but this thing is definitely like a bioweapon from the Chinese, right? I mean, is there any doubt about that at this point? Just the characteristics of the virus itself and how it spread, how they covered it. I don't think
it's not natural. No, we don't know where it's going. We don't know actually the whole story on it other than it's not natural. We do know that meds and a group of meds acting quickly can do wonders on it. But of course they won't. Their only solution in America is, well, they got a new medicine out, but it's not as effective as the cheap shit they're treating it with in Mexico and places like that. And India and Japan, of course, destroyed, pretty much got rid of the virus. They're heavily vaccinated. They got rid of the virus with ivermectin. They're just dousing the country in that shit, supposedly. So you have a lot of drama with it. I'm just telling the audience, think in terms of meds and having it. You don't want this stuff replicating in your system. And if you drop meds fast, it does help very well. It does work very well. And, even if you are watching this and you're jabbed, you want meds because this stuff is more dangerous than a lot of people believe. And especially if you let it go. Especially if you let it, even if you get over it, there can be long-term consequences, heart and with blood clots just from having this spike protein, this coof, this bioengineered whatever it is. That's my opinion, though. So I have access to meds. I have access to meds. I don't,
Yeah, I mean, that's my opinion, too. Who knows at the end of the day, but I do think that it's pretty clear at this point. And if you're not at least leaning that way, you're probably full of shit. And also the WHO, I'm 100% in agreement that they helped with all this shit at the outset, and because of them being paid by the Chinese and basically on the take, a lot of people died because of this malfeasance at the outset of what was going on with COVID. And also, I think, if you look, and somebody else, I forget who it was on this show a week or two ago, and they were talking about, remember the video from China where people were just falling out in the street and they were, you know what I mean, like carrying people away and all this shit. COVID's never been like that. Even as we call it a bioweapon and et cetera, it's not been where people are just fucking falling out.
Not yet.
Well,
not yet. Yeah, not yet. I'm not worried about what I know. I'm just covering all the bases here and being honest with people. Some guys get upset and they say, well, it's just like the flu. And the flu doesn't mutate this quickly. And it's like, if a flu was designed in a lab by bioweapons, there you go. And, the challenge with this is we as white people are always like, well, dude, if it's a bioweapon, why aren't people dropping dead? Well, the Chinese think long term. They approach problems totally differently, and we don't know what they've done. I do know that the Chinese basically aren't trying to kill 7-year-olds with vaccines. Now, I will say when they start vaccinating kids in America, they better have their shit right, because if you get anywhere near the side effects in kids, this stuff's going to get out of hand quickly. No. People are going to be very pissed. So, but we can leave it right there. But I don't know why they're vaccinating kids, because there's nothing in the data that would say you'd even do that, but they are. And again, the Chinese aren't trying to kill 7-year-olds, and neither is Putin. He's not trying to kill all his little kids. It just ain't happening that way. So these aren't for-profit ventures in those countries. So it's not about money. So you kind of ask questions like, what's coming? What do we don't know? What don't we know? I'm just waiting for the COVID 1488 and all that.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay, we done enough COVID. By the way,
we did.
Fuck the Bills, dude. They're blowing everything. I'm so fucking sick. I should have known better than to ever trust the Buffalo Bills to fucking deliver anything ever in my life. Jesus Christ. Talk about a collapse. They should have been up 14-0 at the beginning. Absolute fucking disgrace. Fuck you, Buffalo. I hope you lose everything the rest of the year. Motherfuckers. That's my word to you right now. All right, now, what else?
Yeah, I've got another solution. And yeah, I know not to trust anything from China. I'm just looking at all the data. The Indians, too, the Hindus are vaccinating kids. I don't necessarily trust their data. But, I mean, let's face it, there's nothing out there in the data that says you would vaccinate kids. So if I look at a country and I say that, well, they're not trying to kill their kids, I don't believe they do that. What do they see? That's all. I'm just asking questions, guys. I don't have the answers. So, but anyways, my solution, Ralph, is stop betting on sports.
Well, I did good on the weekend. But yeah, I pretty much I didn't give it all back, but I gave a lot of it back with the Bills.
Gamblers Anonymous.
Such bullshit, dude. It's honestly bullshit right now. I can't even believe they blew this game. And of course, I've been on air the last hour and a half. I haven't been able to watch, but I watched the first. So I was watching the first quarter with May downstairs, Pantsu, and she's a Bills fan. And so we watched the first couple drives, first quarter, and the Bills were up 6-0, and they'd taken it down and kicked a couple field goals. And she's like, "Oh, that's good, that's good." And I was like, no. Because they got into the red zone area the first time. I think they were red zone both times, but definitely red zone the second time. They didn't score the touchdown. If you get down in the red zone and you're not scoring touchdowns and you're scoring field goals, you're going to fucking lose. And so the first thing, literally when I went back upstairs, the first thing that happened was Tennessee ran a fucking touchdown down the field, and they were up 7-6 when it should have been 14-6.
Where were you born, Ralph? Where were you born?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Why are you betting against Tennessee?
Because
That's bad luck.
those are the Nashville Titans. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck about the Nashville Titans. They're not fooling anybody. Memphis was supposed to get that team. In all reality, and Jerry Jones.
I'm just fucking with you on your own show.
I know you are. But I want to go ahead and explain it. Jerry Jones and those cocksucking NFL owners fucked Memphis over after saying they were going to give them the team, and literally gave it to Nashville. And they played.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that actually happened. And they played a year in Memphis before they moved the team to Nashville, and they decided to call it the Tennessee Titans instead of the Nashville Titans to try to con dumb fucks into support them. Fuck the Tennessee Titans. I don't give a fuck. All right, now burn it all down. Exactly. Fuck them. Fuck the Bills. Fuck the whole league except the Chiefs.
Who's doing well? Because I don't pay attention to sports ball at all. So who's doing well? I mean, like Detroit Lions. Are they even?
Tampa Bay's got a good year going. Dallas got a good year going.
Oh, Dallas. Dallas is a big
Arizona
moneymaker.
Cardinals. I think are still undefeated. So yeah, those are a few teams right there.
Who did you made the most money betting on? Any college? You betting on any college?
Yeah, I bet a little bit of college here and there. It kind of just like spices up the watching of the games. You know what I mean? Like I'm up by a few $100s, but it's kind of just you lose one. Like tonight, obviously, I don't think the Bills are going to get it done. But it's kind of like you lose one.
Here's a pro tip for you guys: football is gay.
Yeah, you know
2021.
Yeah, I hear that, but I don't know.
But hockey is another story.
Yeah, see, everybody's got their shit they like, though. I hear that, too, and it's like, okay.
You know why hockey's another story?
Not really.
It's whiter.
It's whiter, but, they're still all in on the BLM shit and all that. Like, I mean,
oh, of course. But if you go to a game, if you go to a Red Wings game, you ain't seeing any BLM shit.
No, it's true. You're right. Like, you might hear it from the announcer or whatever, but you're not seeing it at the game. Yeah, I can agree with that. Actually, you know what? Hockey is great to see in person. I would much rather go see a hockey game live in person versus an NFL game because they're way more exciting and you're a lot closer to the action and it's just, I don't know, it's way more exciting. In the NFL, you're like fucking 200-300 yards back, you know what I mean? You can't see shit usually unless you pay a lot of money. And so, yeah, I would definitely go to a hockey game over an NFL game. Now, on TV, it's a different story. It's like reversed. On TV, football is more exciting than hockey, but in person, hockey's way more exciting. So
yeah, hockey's good. Even college hockey can be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
it's low cost and stuff. I mean, it doesn't cost a lot to get in the game.
Right.
These games anymore, these matches, whatever you call them. Holy shit! The last time I was at a game, a hockey game, it was free tickets, but I looked at the ticket price. I'm like, oh my god, and they were good tickets too.
Well, you know what? I went to the Circa yesterday. Because I was here. That's the biggest sports book basically in the world. And so I was here last time. It was the first week of college football. They let us sit down in the pit, the big stadium seating or whatever for free. I went there yesterday and they wanted $220 just to have a seat in there. Now I think there might have been some free seats like at the very beginning, maybe a few. They wanted $220 to have a seat in there and $1,000 for a table. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I think I'll just sit back on the perimeter and look at the screens from that. You can still see them, obviously. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm good. $220 just to sit there and have a seat. I could go to an actual NFL game, Tim, for $220. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, nah, it would suck, but.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, is that why you're going to Vegas so much? Because you like gambling, or what's going on in Vegas? What has Ralph in the city of sin so much these days? Is it something going? I mean, is it like family?
I don't really gamble that much. I gamble a little bit while I'm here, but I just have fun in Vegas. It's just a cool place, and getting away from shit for a little bit. Yeah, so.
Okay.
It's just, it's cheap too. That's another thing.
I've never stayed. I've been through Vegas, but I've never stayed there.
It doesn't really cost that. Of course, they caught my shit this time. But it doesn't cost that much to stay in Vegas, and
I know the food's cheap.
Yeah, the flights from Richmond, less than $200. Like, well, it's not that big a deal to fly out there for a week. Now, in theory, the tech would work better, and I'd have my shit. So that was another plan. It's like, well, okay, it'd be easy to work on the road and stuff, and it worked out so good last time. And other than the camera, honestly. It's working out pretty good tonight, too. So
figure out the camera.
Yeah, I'll figure that out tomorrow, hopefully. But, yeah, it works out pretty good. So I see somebody in chat saying they're moving to Vegas. I've thought about that, honestly. And so I gamble a little bit, but I never gamble to where it's like, oh, if I lose, oh my God, this is
shit.
bad.
I mean,
Yeah,
sports betting on phones is like stock market on the phones. I mean, you don't really have to go to Vegas. I mean,
No,
I don't even know anything about gambling apps other than there's gazillions of them.
Well, that's what I was going to say is it's actually easier to bet on sports, and I was saying this on Twitter the other day or yesterday. It's actually easier to bet on sports. That's why it's not about the gambling. No, because I really mostly only gamble on sports anyway, and it's actually easier to gamble on sports in Virginia than it is Las Vegas, because to put money on my MGM account and stuff like that, and you have to go to the sports book here. You can't gamble outside of the sports book unless you have it like certified and all this other shit. You don't have to do that in Virginia. You just sign up and put money in, and you're good to go. It's because they want to get people going to the casino still here in Las Vegas. So it's a little more cumbersome actually to gamble on sports in Las Vegas than it is in Richmond, Virginia, which to me is just mind-boggling actually. But yeah, that's true. And there was a bet or two I didn't get in, which I was glad because I would have lost them. So not the second one, I would have won because of the Cardinals, but it's like I couldn't even get in the bet. And then at the MGM casino,
I don't know. I think you should. I mean, if what I would do with extra money is play the Bitcoins, play the Luna or the Solanas, NFTs. And probably, I mean, I wouldn't take Moderna, but I'd probably take a shot on the stock on any big thing because that thing's moving like a rocket. Someone in the chat just said that I took the vax and I'm lying or something like that. No, dude, you don't know anything about me. If I took it, I'd be up front with you, and I tell you, if I didn't take it, I'd be up front. When I say I have access to meds, I'm being totally honest with you. I'm telling you what's on my mind. I'm kind of renowned for that. And I take shit over that because, I mean, there's like one camp that's like, no, I'll never take a vax, whatever. And I'm in that camp, but I do have access to meds because something about this shit doesn't make sense. And when something doesn't make sense, you want to have bases covered. I have no confidence in the jabs in America. It's my opinion.
All right, now let's see here. I'm watching the games. I'm talking shit about the Bills. I don't even care if the Bills win. I hope they fucking lose now. I don't give a shit. Unless they're kicking a field goal, I don't want them to score a touchdown. Fuck you, Buffalo.
I don't even care if they don't play. Yeah. I'm one up on you.
We get it. You don't like sports ball. All right, now let's see.
It would be okay entertainment if it was like the Gladiators of yore, if it was like 50s football or something, but this ain't it, you know.
Well, I talked about this.
It's so degenerate.
Some of these games are hard to watch because the penalties, like they've changed the rules so much where it becomes like a detective series deciphering pass interference. You know what I mean? Like that's what the game becomes. It's like, well, that's not really that exciting. But yeah, it just depends on the referee crew, honestly, at this point in time. So all right, Colin Powell. What about that? What do you think about him? He's dead now.
I think
he's still dead,
that,
by the way.
I never cared for him. In my opinion, he's an affirmative action appointee. Always was, and always will be. He's, a lot of generals and whatnot thought he would, although he's probably more impressive than the affirmative action appointees and the women appointees these days. Meaning that he was, pretty high caliber for his time. He was very much neoconish, very much a puppet of the neocons. And he's establishment. What do you want to say? He said he lived with no regrets, but, you're talking about cancer and Parkinson's and then taking jabs. Well,
what about the whole, yellow cake and
Iraq?
The Iraq presentation at the UN. Yeah.
War criminal was trending. That was trending on Twitter. I missed it, but it was.
I'm not sure. I guess it just depends on whether you take Colin Powell at his word that he was hoodwinked. That's basically.
He wasn't hoodwinked. He's in it.
But that's his position, basically, right? That he was hoodwinked. He was hoodwinked during the Bush administration, and I didn't know what I was doing at the UN, and I got bad info. And please forgive me, I'm black.
Yeah, I didn't know that neocon Jews wanted us to go to war for Israel. He didn't know that. He missed that. Apparently, he didn't show up that day at the synagogue, which, you know, I don't know, but I call me skeptical. That's a cover in case he was ever running for office again, you know.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think
or
you're
running for office, period.
I think you're exactly right, and I think he was all in until he wasn't. And he's one of these Washington players, though. You understand?
Yeah.
And so he was covering his backside the whole time. Him and Richard Armitage and all these people. Richard Armitage, who, you know, leaked some stuff apparently, allegedly, et cetera, et cetera. And they were talking to Washington insiders in the media the whole time, and a little doubt here, a little doubt there, and Colin didn't really want to appoint Brimmer, and da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like feeding him little stuff so that later on, in case it went sour, which it did badly, obviously, he could say, well, I got hoodwinked, and I didn't know, and I was objecting, and da-da-da-da, and I was the only honest person there, and da-da-da-da. That was the strategy, I think, for Colin Powell. He could kind of play it both ways, and that's the way a lot of these Washington insiders do it, Tim.
Especially when you're a man of quote unquote color, a black man, you know, he's got to show empathy to the third world. He's got to criticize Israel when it's time. He played the game full. He knows the score. He's part of the establishment. He played the game.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not like just some guy didn't know what was going on. This guy was I remember when I was a kid, they were talking about Colin Powell was going to be president. That's how they were talking about Colin Powell on TV. Like, this guy's like the great Republican hope. I remember vividly they wanted him to challenge Clinton in '96, and like they were hyping this guy up and da-da-da. But he never really had for me, the full, like, I mean, I say that Biden's president now, but he kind of just right place, right time, right profile. You know, he served with Obama, whatever. I don't think Colin Powell ever had the full presidential gravitas, if that makes any sense, or like the.
Well, I think his first appointment was under Reagan.
Yeah.
So, you know, he was elevated. You know, here you have this very articulate mulatto, and so, you know, zoom to the top. And it was a time when you had to, you know, they felt the need to start promoting affirmative action, became a thing, and blah 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 blah.
Now, what about the quote-unquote Powell doctrine, which I don't think is really appropriate to attribute to him, but basically the overwhelming force doctrine is attributed to Colin Powell, that if you go in, you have to go in hard as fuck, basically.
Well, they were living with the aftermath of Vietnam, which apparently he participated in some massacres there, or he was in war in some spots where some massacres occurred, but I don't know the details of that. Yeah, they were all in the disaster of Vietnam, so that they were kind of haunted by that specter, and I think that's pretty real, that he didn't want to relive that. I mean, if you're going to go to war, you don't want to go in that and do this type of shitty, stupid stuff. And so, you know, now you take that doctrine with crazy neocons, well, then you have disaster on your hands, and there you go.
All right, let's see. Okay. Also, Buffalo, man, I can't. They were like on the 3-yard line. I guess they went for it and lost because they're fucking stupid. I swear to God, I hope they lose every game. I will never root for the Buffalo Bills again in my life. I can't even.
So should I bet against them every game?
Yes.
Or what do you bet, like the over and under, or you bet straights? What type of different bets are there now for football?
So you can bet what? I mean, you know, the point spread, obviously.
Okay.
A money line bet, which is just blank wins, you know.
What do you bet most of the time? Are you betting
I
over
usually
and unders?
bet the spread, sometimes over under. Every once in a while, maybe a money line. But I usually play the.
What's money? A money what?
A money line bet is just a straight up bet. Say the Bills are favored by 6, which they were tonight. If you take Bills and the points, you basically, the Bills have to win by 6 points. If I were to just take the Bills on the money line, the Bills just got to win the game by any point. It doesn't matter.
Does that pay off? Does one pay off better?
It depends on the odds.
Okay.
So tonight, Buffalo.
I don't know shit about this.
Tennessee was plus 240 on the money line, so a $300 bet paid like $880 or some shit like that if you made it in the first quarter. So
I'm going to stick to crypto and maybe some stonks.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Now, okay. Let's see. Colin Powell, yes, rest in peace. Let's see what else do I got here. 10-year changes.
Speaking of gambling, the Bitcoin ETF is coming out.
So explain that. I don't know what that is.
It's going to work just like a stock. It's going to run right with the futures. And it means that stock traders are going to be able to buy and sell Bitcoin on the New York Stock Exchange at lightning speed, or something that replicates Bitcoin. It means long-term portfolios can hold it in other forms. It's kind of interesting.
All right.
I don't know what it means, but I have a feeling it's good for Bitcoin.
Now, let me pull this up.
Maybe.
Okay, is it going to play?
Fuck you! So what are you betting on? What are you betting on next? What can I tell me? Give me your bet so I can fade.
I'm not betting on it. There's nothing else to bet on first thing tonight. So unless you go to the casino,
bet on Alex Jones.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got that clip up. I thought it was longer than that though, so I'm gonna go looking through. I thought I had a longer Alex Jones clip somewhere. Let's see, maybe not. Holy shit. Okay, I'm looking through here. I thought I had that clip, but it was the longer version.
Your audience does not like sports ball. They're on my level with sports ball. You know, the last time there was a Super Bowl, I was asking people what a Super Bowl was. They looked at me like I was from another planet. They're like, you watch the Super Bowl? I'm like, what's a Super Bowl? That's the only appropriate answer.
I don't care. I like sports ball. All right, now let me put this here in the comment for you.
I like an honest man.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck what any motherfuckers think. I will be watching sports ball until I'm dead. All right, now there goes the link in the chat for you to pull up, and I'm going to pull it up myself so we can
trying to figure out which one it is.
All right. Now.
Here we go.
Yeah, the election whiz or whatever the fuck. I thought I had the full version of that Jones clip. I think I might somewhere. I'll have to go through and look. This is Mayor Pete. He was actually on, literally on paternity leave. Excuse me. I was about to say paternity, but he was on paternity. Leave. I guess he's back now, or he comes back when he wants. I don't know. Let's play it.
Well, certainly a lot of the challenges that we've been experiencing this year will continue into next year, but there are both short-term and long-term steps that we can take to do something about it. Look, part of what's happening isn't just the supply side, it's the demand side. Demand is off the charts. Retail sales are through the roof. And if you think about those images of ships, for example, waiting at anchor on the West Coast, every one of those ships is full of record amounts of goods that Americans are buying.
Yeah, the supply chain. That's kind of what I was impressed by, that you actually grabbed the camera.
Has successfully guided this economy out of the teeth
of camera's completely out, I think, but that's okay.
Oh, did it go out?
It went fake and gay again.
Oh, I think the battery died on it, actually.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, because I don't have the dummy battery actually now, so yeah. Well, we might have to go audio only. I did this show for like 2 or 3 years, with actually longer than that, 4 or 5 years, I guess.
But I did a couple thousand podcasts audio. It happens. It happens. But I'm fine with my camera on. You can put up a smiley face for yourself.
Yeah, I might try to put up some kind of image there. We'll see.
All right. It's a Monday night stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it at 90 minutes anyway. I just want to make sure we get the get the show in the can here. All right, now. Let me go ahead. I'm going to restart the clip. You ready?
I'm good. I listened to it.
Okay, I didn't hear it, so I'm going to play it again.
Okay.
Well, certainly a lot of the challenges that we've been experiencing this year will continue into next year, but there are both short-term and long-term steps that we can take to do something about it. Look, part of what's happening isn't just the supply side, it's the demand side. Demand is off the charts. Retail sales are through the roof. And if you think about those images of ships, for example, waiting at anchor on the West Coast, every one of those ships is full of record amounts of goods that Americans are buying because demand is up, because income is up, because the president has successfully guided this economy out of the teeth of a terrifying recession.
Yeah, he's successfully guiding the economy, all right.
Been experiencing this year will continue into next year.
Yeah, he's doing so well. That's the thing. It restarted, by the way. My bad. He's doing so well that they can't keep up. That's the problem. I never would have suspected that. It's not. That's another thing. I talked to some other people about this since I brought it up, but. Can you remember a time during your life where there were stories about food shortages and saying, don't worry about that, it's no big deal? Like, I can't remember living through something like that personally.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm prepared for. I hope I never had them. I remember when and I'm not the type of guy that like buys water filters or MREs, but I remember when a very close friend of mine for decades, since I was young, found out, and this was probably about 8 or 9 years ago or whatever. I went ahead and I bought some, and maybe it was the last 7 years ago. I got water filters, Catadine, which is a Swiss company, water filters, just to be on the safe side, hoping I'd never need them. And I got some extra MRE. I got MREs. I got extra food and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because you can't trust anyone in charge. So it is what it is.
All right, now let's see. I got a Spartan news. I have the Pope, actually. I thought it was a video, but it's the Pope saying, let's see, comparing the parable of the Good Samaritan to the protests over the death of George Floyd. That's what the Pope put out, I guess, this weekend.
Yeah, the Pope's got to go.
Is there, I don't know if you're Catholic or, I went to Catholic school, and I'm not Catholic, though. And I have a lot of Catholic friends and associates. Every time I see the Pope come out, I'm just like, oh boy. Don't they love this? You know what I mean? Like, every time he opens his mouth, it's some kind of fucking shit like this. And it just
unbearable. It'd be unbearable. I'm not Catholic, but it would be unbearable. It's like, it makes me never want to walk into another Catholic church.
Oh man, it's brutal.
That's bad.
And by the way, these people are, they're serious about their faith and everything, and it's just like, man,
there's no justifying. You can't even.
Why is he even saying this? I just and again, I talked about it. I think this was on air, but the Vatican, understand, wanting to keep like a national footing or whatever, or international footing, and the Pope needs to be an international figure and be like a diplomat and a spokesman and all this. But man, it's just getting pathetic at this point. Like,
Christianity in general has become, at least 98% of it, pure white self-hatred. It's a lot of the preachers and the bishops and the priests, pure white self-hatred. And it's just absolutely, positively insanity. I don't know what else to say. It's pathetic.
All right, now I'll check Cash App because I don't have it pulled up on the computer, but I think we're good over there. I didn't see anything pop up on my phone. I do see something on Entropy, though, and I'll check that momentarily. I see Pantsu's back here. I couldn't even see what's happening. Obviously, we know. We won't talk about it again until I'm off the air. I don't even know what the fuck. Now, let's see. There was an Entropy chat. Desi Max says, Tim, what are your thoughts on the government item about looking into accounts that have 600 or more? I heard they were trying to catch the shit with crypto to put it down or take it over. Now, I think that was a $600 or more transaction, right? Something like that.
Yeah, well, what they're worried about, supposedly, it's one of these type of things where there's going to be a dozen different objectives depending on the group, and there's a lot of people that want to do this. Right now they're tracking transactions 10,000 or over, which is a pretty big amount. And what they want to do is narrow it down so they can. This has really not so much to do with Bitcoin, in my opinion. They're worried about runs on banks, and you really can't tell anything from 10,000 or over if you're worried about runs on banks. Let's say they want to transition to a digital, kind of like China did. China took out all of its cash currency vis-a-vis COVID. They used it as an excuse to take out all the yuan, renminbi in distribution in China, and they switched all digital internal to China. So if you want to go down that particular road, and we can assume they do, then you've got to really be able to monitor and manage how much cash is out there, how much cash is coming in. They really have no way to do that unless they do something like 600. 600 is such an interesting number, intriguing number for a lot of different reasons. But they got it well under 1,000. It's above 500. And what they're going to have to do as they go down this particular road is they want to be damn sure that there's not a run on the banks and run on cash. And you're going to have to monitor things pretty quickly if that's what you're concerned about. So there's probably a dozen other reasons for it. Money laundering. Well, I mean, you're dealing with such small amounts. So they're just basically up our asses wanting to monitor things, but they are concerned as they make these transitions, because let's look at how all you have to do is look at the crunch that's happened from supply chains being so tight and all this just-in-time supply from China vis-a-vis the COOF. And you start talking about upping that a level, and you better have your shit together. It's kind of like vaccinating kids. You better have your shit together, because one thing goes wrong, boom,
Yeah, and
that's my 10 cents.
Yeah, and again, I talked about this too. One thing that strikes me about being at a casino, and I've been to a lot of casinos the last couple of months. I'm kind of on a casino tour, as you alluded to, all over the country, not just Vegas. Atlantic City, we went to one in Indiana, etc. And one thing that's really different about being at a casino is how much paper money there is everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy, I usually don't even have that much paper money, if any. I might have a little bit in my car in case I forget my wallet or something like that, but it's usually not much. It's just kind of a different atmosphere. There's smoking. There's a lot of, now again, it's a degeneracy pit, of course, it's a casino. But it is a little bit of a different kind of throwback feel. People are drinking, people are smoking, people got cash, and the thing you pointed out about why they want a cashless society is they have more control over the people. And they've talked about this in editorials and think pieces for years and years about transitioning the U.S., particularly the U.S. dollar, into just all digital currency. And they definitely 100,000 million% want to do that. And we talked about earlier, I guess at the start of the show, with the Ames killing, and what does this have to do with the online anonymity? Maybe think of that Stone Toss or the Stone Toss panel, where they're doing the ads. Like, what does this mean? But yeah, it does have that type of feel to it, and they're gonna. I mean, I hope they don't push that through, but that is one of their long-term goals for sure, is to get rid of the paper currency. All right, now let's see.
They got to get that number well under 10,000, well under 1,000, because if they mismanage something as you go from point A to point B and get a big run on the bank, it can blow up in their faces.
Yeah, and what you said there, I hadn't actually thought about, but yeah, monitoring smaller transactions you'd be able to tell that a little bit better. Okay.
Well, let's get some cash over to this bank so that the people don't get wise to our shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, now go ahead and pull that up right there. I guess this is Libs a TikTok video that I haven't seen yet, but I posted it in my show prep, so it must be good. It's only 20 seconds. Let's go ahead.
Did you see that report? I don't want to go on too many tangents, but did you see that report about young girls watching TikTok and getting Tourette's or getting tick? Oh, Jesus, you got to look that stuff up. That kind of blew me away, all these kids watching too much social media, but they were watching Tourette's on TikTok, and they started getting the tick. I'm like, is that a troll? But this is apparently legit.
No, I had no idea.
I don't know. Crazy shit. I'm sure you'll be covering it.
Desi Mac, yes. Desi Mac says, Tim, I already read that. Okay. I thought I hadn't read that. All right, now let me look. Let me play this right now.
The symbolism of the flag does not mean what it used to mean. Now I see an American flag hanging from someone's yard or house, and I immediately assume that they're conservative right-wing lunatics. Because y'all have used the American flag.
Wait, what did you say? I linked you the video.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. I just blurted in something off the top of my head. I'm looking down at your someone said he doesn't take Monero, and I was looking down and I'm like, Ralph doesn't take Monero. No, I don't see any Monero.
You're right. I don't. Okay, I will. I'll fix that. You're right. I don't have Monero on there. There's a few different ones.
That's kind of like a cardinal sin for our. It's kind of like you're breaking the rules there, man. You're betting on sports ball and you're not taking Monero. How much can these guys? These guys can't handle this type of shit in one night.
All right, let's
got my viewers on here too. Some of them.
I'll fix Monero. All right, let's go ahead and restart that right now.
The symbolism of the flag does not mean what it used to mean. Now I see an American flag hanging from someone's yard or house, and I immediately assume that they're conservative right-wing lunatics. Because y'all have used the American flag as a weird representation of, like, patriotism, but, like, in this weird, intense, violently non-educated kind of way. The symbolism of the flag does not mean what it used to mean.
Shut up, bitch. Go ahead.
Yeah, she's just fake and gay and lame. She's all that's wrong with people. I mean, the flag. What would she say about the rebel flag?
That's what I was wondering. That's what exactly. That's swear to God, that was the same thing I was thinking. I was like, if she thinks this about the American flag, what'd she think if she saw the old rebel flag sitting up there, battle flag in Northern Virginia? There, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, some of us have like family that came, like mothers and fathers that came from the South, and they have rebel flags, and you know, I mean, I still remember I was on a show, Political Cesspool. And he was shocked that in Michigan, when they charged Lansing, a lot of some of those glowies charged Lansing and some weren't. Some were just pissed off people. They were waving the rebel flag. And I had to explain to him that, you know, the vast majority, there's like huge numbers of people in Michigan that their parents or they are from the South. And that's just the way it goes.
Oh, so. Yeah. My best friend growing up, one of them was actually from Michigan. And his family is from Michigan, but they had roots in Arkansas, too.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of family in Arkansas. And they had like a back and forth type of thing going, you know what I mean? Where they might be in Arkansas for a couple years here and there. And, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of people like that. I mean, in the deep country of Arkansas, they had relatives and went back and forth. So, yeah, you'd be surprised how many got roots like that from up north.
A lot.
All right, now let me see here. I don't know how
I can't get that, but if you scroll down, they has the pretty funny Army video with those poor guys in boot camp. It's a pretty good video, though.
Anyways, oh wait, on which one?
Just that latest thread, that mic drop. That mic drop's not coming up.
Oh, it's not pulling up. Okay, hold on. Oh,
well,
wow,
no, you'll see. They've removed that shit.
Oh, fuck.
But if you scroll down, there's a good one.
Oh, that's
Jack Posebiak. Jack Posebiak. Scroll right on down.
Oh, yeah, they did remove it. You know what? So I'll play that one, but I'll play the one they removed because I have it in my Slack. Because
Go for it.
I posted it. You won't be able to hear it, though, unless you listen on the stream. And I actually haven't heard it either, but it's preserved in my Slack chat because of the way Slack works.
Is it the one with, I'm looking at the body language.
It's Jared Taylor.
Yeah, I heard it. I got it. I actually reposted it from Red Ice a couple days ago, so I did hear it. So good.
Okay. You already heard it. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's just the way Slack works. It actually has it still saved there, even though it was deleted on Twitter. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, you put something up online, it should be there forever. Knock that shit off trying to delete stuff.
Yeah, fuck that.
The chance for
like
life,
2021, get your shit together.
All right, let's play this.
The chance for life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, that is the ideal. I know very well our founding fathers were slave owners.
Yes,
and I know very well that they probably did not imagine that America would be today what it is.
They would have been appalled by the idea. Furthermore, what you're saying is somehow whites were about to choke to death on their own homogeneity when people like yourself kindly arrived from diversity and saved us from ourselves. No, we built a wonderful country that your ancestors could not have been. That is why people like you come here. And the more you come in larger numbers, you will change the country my ancestors built into something else. And it is completely normal for me to wish to oppose that.
Mr. Taylor, I've taken enough of your time.
No! Mr. Taylor, I've taken enough of your time was the response to that after she acted like she was about to get in his ass and he just absolutely mollywopped her. Holy shit. That was brutal.
Did not work. Yeah, it's a good one. And Jared Taylor's got some good stuff, but you know, these people expect you to bow down and scrape and be apologetic just for, you know, being white, and it's gotten old very quickly on a lot of people, thank God.
That was a damn good clip. All right, now let's see. Okay, so that one didn't come up, but you said there was a Posobiec one in that same thread.
Yeah, it's pretty good. China has space nukes, U.S. Army. Here, I can put up the link.
Oh, yeah. I see it. Oh, my God.
And this is hilarious. Look at these poor guys. Let the chat see these poor guys. Can you imagine going through boot camp, wearing that, and dealing with a drill sergeant that doesn't have to wear a mask?
Yeah.
This is terrible.
By the way, talk about callbacks. This is the precise video that we were talking about earlier in this very show.
Now, the only thing Posebiak says is China has space nukes.
Yeah, I know he's big.
There's a lot of shit you could say.
By the way, I like Jack, but personally, but he's all in on the let's get China shit. Okay, let's play this. By the way, fuck China. I don't want to get it twisted. I'm not a China fan either.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like
China never got me banned off PayPal or nothing.
Right,
so.
exactly. Well, that's
let's keep it focused.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
They're out for themselves. Let's be out for
China's
ourselves.
China's doing what China should do. Honestly, that's not defending that everything with the bioweapons and all. Honestly, and all.
I'm
that,
more worried about the guys in Washington than China. Let's put you that way.
Well, you know
At
what?
least me personally.
If I sit here and I thought, would I rather have the Chinese brain trust in charge of my future or the Washington brain trust? It would be the Chinese brain trust.
Yeah, the Chinese people are doing quite well right now.
Yeah, and that's just dead honest. And I wish that wasn't the case. All right, let's go ahead and play this because it's the callback.
Remember MLK. Remember MLK. He tried to lead the way.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But he was shot one day. In the early morning.
By the way, all white dudes, being led by a black woman. You can't see this podcast.
And they all have masks on. Well, one has his nose out. One has his nose out. The rest don't. I can't imagine marching in heat in a mask. It's just that's enough for me to say, fuck boot camp, dude. I'm not going until I can get around the mask deal because the mask is just too much. These guys have been jabbed 1,000 ways to Sundays.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. There's only 15 seconds left or so. Let's play it.
It's all right. 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 It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I see better days.
Then to make matters worse, you gotta sing about MLK. Jesus.
She can't sing either. That makes it worse. The bitch can't sing. She can't hold a tune to save her life. And why are they singing about MLK? This motherfucker was never in the army. Couldn't you at least pick some fairy tale black story to sing about, like a army member?
He was only the communist of the late 20th century.
Right, that doesn't even make sense. Couldn't you sing about the Tuskegee Airmen or some shit, or like at least something to do with the military that's black? Like, what the fuck is this? MLK came to save the day. Why the fuck is the army singing about that anyway? Like, does that even it makes no sense whatsoever? Well, unless you're looking at it on a different level. Now let's see. Okay, I do have to. I don't know how closely you've been following the Brian Laundrie situation. He took a hike. I guess he's on the Appalachian Trail. I'm not sure. Appalachian Trail, however you want to say it. Brian Laundrie looking like ambushed by feds at gunpoint on Appalachian Trail. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I know we have covered this story some, so I did want to at least read this part. Upstate New Yorker bearing an uncanny resemblance to Brian Laundrie had a rude awakening. Ithaca couple Severin Beckwith and Anna Bretman were catching a few winks at the lodge at Fontana Village Resort after lunch when they heard a knock at their door. When they heard a knock and their door flew open. Next thing I see is a bunch of guys with riot shields with U.S. Marshals written on them, handguns pointed at my face. The stunned hiker was promptly handcuffed as one of the feds helped Bretman get dressed. Now, he wasn't Brian Laundrie, but he does kind of look like him, I guess. To me,
yeah, it's like he got the full white nationalist treatment.
You know what?
January 6th.
When I heard this, actually, what it made me think was police are out of control. Honestly, you know what I mean? Like they just ran in this guy's hotel room. Even if you like, what kind of evidence they better have something solid, like somebody saying this is the guy. Like, did they what was the procedure here to just run in this random guy's fucking hotel room and?
What's your theory on where this guy staked out? Because he's hiding pretty fucking good. He's doing a good job hiding.
Well, so my original theory was he just went out there and killed himself, but I don't think so. I mean, it's been so long now. I would think they would recover a body maybe, but you know what? I'm not sure if everybody realizes there's some places out there they just don't even have a grip on. Where you can still go out into some of these places and kind of disappear if you know what you're doing.
Appalachia would definitely one of them.
Yeah, it can still happen. I know a lot of people think it can't, but if you know what you're doing, it can. I would think, if I was him, maybe he's trying to camp out for a while and then make his way to Mexico, or maybe he's already made his way out of the country. That would be my obvious move. If I was him, try to get out of the country somehow. But I don't know if he's just living off the land.
Catch him. He must be quite a survivalist.
Yeah, I see some people in chat saying I think he's dead somewhere. I think that's possible. But this guy's crafty.
Committed suicide.
Yeah. But he's craftier than the average bear to steal a Yogi the Bearism there. So I do think, it's possible. And they were kind of living off the, doing some wilderness type shit already.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I think it's 50-50. My original thought was, though, that he went out there to kill himself.
This lookalikes lucky he didn't get lit up.
I was about to say, that was my other thought was, a lot of times these feds roll in to open fire and ask questions later.
They don't give a white guy. They zero
Yeah.
fucks given.
And
They will blast your ass.
He does look a lot like him too. It's like, okay, if they just open fire, some of these guys are trigger happy. Brian Laundry says, "I'm chilling on the beach home." All right. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. I think I got all the super.
Who was
chats.
this? U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, U.S. Marshals. Yeah.
That's probably why he didn't get blasted. The Marshals are a little bit better than like the FBI and the local cops.
Yeah,
who
they
would
are.
probably blasted his ass.
Yeah, U.S. Marshals are traditionally one of the better law enforcement agencies.
You don't hear about too many mistaken identities. They generally go to it's one thing to come in with ride shields and guns. It's another just to beat the shit out of someone or blast them.
Yeah, and now that you're thinking about it, you don't hear about too many mistakes from the U.S. Marshals, period, really.
No, you don't. They're kind of one of the last of the real deals, I think.
Yeah.
So
when I sit here and think about it, I can't think of one off the top of my head, at least recently. All right, you know what? I'm going to wrap it up, though, because I think we got 90 minutes in the can. And I got all my topics hit. And even though the camera died, we still got the show put out. I know it was abbreviated.
There was one news special we got to end on, though. I put up the link, though.
Sure, okay, I'll pull that up. There's no problem with that.
It's just one.
There's no problem with that.
One. Because the chat's going to like this one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw this at the top. Okay.
It's pretty crazy.
All right, let me pull this up. Let's see here. All right.
Put up for the chat. Let's give them what they got to look forward to when the coming years of Killstream.
Oh, yeah, I pulled this up. Hold on, let's see. Off screen, but they haven't seen it yet. Let me resize it. Okay. Celebrating Black Britain. 5 main theories on achieving immortality as scientists say we can live 1,000 years.
Can you imagine seeing another 950 years of Killstream every night? Pretty amazing. 950 years more. Can you imagine that? Plus, more than that. But you know what I mean. I saw that 1,000 years. I'm like, are they trolling?
That's what all these rich people want to do is live forever. And so, yeah.
Well, 1,000 years ain't forever, but it's a lot of shows. I was thinking about, all right, how many shows is that? I'm looking at all the shows I do. I do 3 paywall shows a week. I do 2 to 3 live streams at a minimum. And I'm like, look at all those shows. Another 950 years of this shit? I don't know. But I would. You got to do it.
All right. Now, yeah, and I've actually read about this before. A lot of these rich
950 years of betting on the Bills?
Oh, my God. I don't think so. I do not think so. All right. Now.
Actually, I should say losing on the Bills.
All right. Yes, I did lose tonight. Now, let's see. PayPal founder Peter Thiel pledged $2 million to the similarly tasked SINS Research Foundation. Google co-founder Sergey Brin invested more than 600 million pounds, which is like $800 million probably. In
900.
900 longevity lab called Calico, which I'd not heard of, but I've read about a lot of these. Him, Sergey Brin, Larry Page, Bezos. They mentioned Branson in the article, Jeff Bezos for sure. A lot of these people for years and years, their main concern has been extending their life for as long as possible. There's several articles on that. Anti-aging drugs.
Can you imagine how evil some fucker like Soros or any pick your elite of choice that you don't like? Can you imagine that fucker at 1,000 years old? Oh my God.
I would rather not. He looks like he's 1,000 years old already.
Yeah, I mean, like 500 years. Our shows would just definitely get better and better with time, but these guys are going to go down. I mean, they just don't have any morals as it is. So what do you like after 500 years of no morals? And your soul is just kind of just evil if you even have one,
Plus, think about your memory, too. How much shit you would have to remember just being alive that many years. So, well, I mean, in theory, if your brain's still working right and all that. Anyway,
for the record, 900 years from now, if we're still alive, I'll come back on it for sure.
Well,
and I'll remind you back when you used to bet on sports ball in Vegas. Back before China hit it with the hypersonic weapon to wipe out all sports ball bettors.
Before they banned all sports ball, and now we read Mao every day. Thank you, sir. Promote your shit. I'm going to get out of here.
Yeah, you guys can check me out. White Rabbit Radio, you can look it up. Easy to find on Odyssey. We are streaming tomorrow night. Tasty Black Pills every Tuesday. You might like my take on the news. Thursday, I have Mike Painovich, who you'll see live streamed out for free. It's a paywall show, but I live stream them for free. 5:30. You can always catch me at that time, Eastern Standard. Saturday, who do I have coming on this Saturday? Saturday, I have a guy coming on who is Full Moon Ancestry, has a new book out. We're giving the top 3 to 5 donors, depending on how I feel. We'll get a free PDF of his new book. It's pretty interesting. He's a writer for Counterculture. Next week, I have on Warren Bay Log as well, so you guys can tune in and check us out.
Very cool. Very great promo. Very great guest. Tim Murdock, White Rabbit Radio. Much appreciated, sir.
Well, thank you for asking me on. It's always good to talk to you. It's always an easy show with Ralph.
Laid back, relaxed. I appreciate it. Fuck the Buffalo Bills. Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, that's it. That's me. Where is the song? I don't know if I have the Ralph Wave. Let me see. Yep, I do, actually. I think if they didn't take it off. Maybe. Yep, there it is. Thank you, guys. I'll be back tomorrow. I plan on doing a sunrise, actually. So. Hopefully I get this camera situation fixed. How do you not kick? I don't understand. Yeah. I was watching the play-by-play online. I'm going to have to go watch the video later.